to that Nicole Murphy had relations with your ex-husband. Were you two friends?
Birthday parties. I've been to her house. She was at my bachelorette party. But you know what? At that time, my mother told me then. She said, you know, but you got to watch that one there. And I was like, who? I said, the one dancing? She said, yes, that's Eddie Murphy's wife. She said, you got to watch that one.
Current wife at the time or ex at the time?
I want to say, I think she was still married. They were still married. And I was like, no, you know. And so, you know, when your mom tell you something about new school, you feel like you old school, you know. And she was right.
Nicole Murphy, you're disgusting. You sat on that couch and you laughed. It ain't no moment. It's a mess. You wrong for that. You the type of women that let these men be evil. They gotta have some help, and women like you are that type of help.
It's not every day we hear about Lisa Raye McCoy, but the drama with Nicole Murphy is one for the books. Recently, Lisa Raye called out Nicole for hooking up with her ex-husband, Michael McKissick, and let me tell you, the way she did it was unforgettable. Lisa Raye and Nicole used to be close friends, but things took a turn when Nicole started an affair with Michael, even in Lisa Raye's own home. When Lisa Raye found out, she didn't hold back. She went straight to the public, calling Nicole out for being selfish and narcissistic, accusing her of wrecking her home. Even with all the drama, Nicole Murphy doesn't seem to care about the accusations against her. She doesn't even feel guilty for betraying Lisa Raye, which is honestly shocking. It's crazy that Nicole hasn't gotten more heat for her actions. After her divorce from Eddie Murphy, it almost seemed like she started targeting her friends' husbands, like she was trying to make up for the money she lost. And who could forget when she got caught up in that financial scam with her friend Tony Stratos? He completely swindled her, and it was a huge mess. Nicole was left with $10 million from her $15 million divorce settlement, but that's really nothing compared to what Eddie Murphy made during their marriage, or even the 5 kids she had with him. But anyway, Nicole probably realized her money situation was starting to look worse. The child support from Eddie was about to stop since her kids were getting older, so she knew she needed to figure out how to keep living the life she was used to. Like many women in her shoes, she started looking for ways to make sure her lifestyle didn't change. It seems like Nicole started looking for new men to support her, and I'm not here to judge anyone for doing what they feel they need to do. But things get messy when someone starts going after their friends' husbands. It didn't take long for people to notice Nicole's behavior. She wasn't exactly hiding her relationships with married men. One of the most talked about moments was when she tried to pursue Antoine Fuqua, who is married to actress Lela Rochon. The two were seen kissing while on vacation in bikinis, and it quickly made headlines. The whole situation turned into a huge scandal. To try and fix things, Nicole claimed she and Antoine were just family friends giving each other a friendly greeting, but nobody bought it. Rumor has it that Eddie Murphy wasn't happy with all the bad attention Nicole was getting, so she had to apologize publicly. But the apology felt fake, especially since she tried to downplay everything. It was a mess, and people saw right through it. Honestly, I don't think anyone just accidentally ends up in a situation like this.
I know. Trust me, Wendy. Trust me. I wish it didn't happen.
Okay. Repeat what just happened.
Well, I think it was a moment where I should have thought more through the situation, made better judgments, you know? So it's something that I apologize for. What happened was there was a statement that was released. I did not put out that statement. I was actually on the airplane, and I was coming back from Europe.
They were in Italy at a film festival.
Yes.
And allegedly...
But I was out there for business.
Okay.
There was some designers out there as well, so I was dealing with that.
Okay.
There was familiar faces out there, and it happened.
Where did this happen?
I was in Italy.
No, I mean, where did that happen right there? Because you all looked like you just woke up in the morning.
No, we did not.
Your body looks
First
phenomenal.
of all, I was at the pool.
Okay.
We're on a different time zone. I was having a hard time staying awake. I was drinking an espresso. That's it.
Okay, and you leaned in.
It was a moment that should not have happened. I regret it, and I apologize for it. And I'm a human being. It was a mistake.
Eventually, kissing a married man isn't something you can just brush off. People saw right through Nicole's excuses, and Lisa Raye definitely wasn't buying it. From what I've heard, Lisa Raye even thinks Nicole called the paparazzi herself to get those pictures. Honestly, I thought the same thing, and it turns out this isn't the first time she's pulled something like this. The reason behind it? It looks like she actually wants to be with him. Kissing like that, it's hard to believe it was just a coincidence. What are the chances that two black people would be in Italy at the same time and run into each other, unless they were there together? And what are the odds that the paparazzi just happened to find them in some random spot in Italy, ready to take pictures? It almost feels like they knew exactly where to look. Hey, isn't that the director we rarely see? And Nicole Murphy, we hardly ever see her either. Let's snap a pic right now while they're kissing. It just seems too set up to be real. Multiple times so to make sure that the paper gets it throughout the day. This in the rows right in the swimwear in your robes like they were just waiting for y'all. So that's what I was hearing, and that's what I didn't report because I was trying to be like, that's my girl and in. Love muffins. If you don't believe that, go back to a couple of podcasts ago, or maybe more than a couple, like 8 podcasts ago, when I was talking about this. You were going in on her, and I was pumping the brakes. I was really trying to defend her, reaching for anything to avoid calling her out for what she was really doing. I didn't want to expose her fully, but honestly, she was acting like a total troublemaker. I even called her a Jezebel because of the way she was behaving, but she was also playing the part of a scout swag in the worst way. Lisa Raye wasn't buying the story Nicole was trying to sell. She made it clear that Nicole didn't just make a mistake. She was actually looking for a rich man and thought Antoine could be her next big break. Why? Because Nicole had already done the same thing to Lisa Raye.
Thing is this, when you're a woman and you grown, let's handle it like a woman. Let's talk face to face and let's get it out. But here's the thing. I sat with her a couple of months ago, longer than a couple of months ago, about 6 months ago. And
This was after the alleged affair?
Before.
Okay.
And I said, let's talk about it, because I waited a very long time for you and I to get like this right here, face to face, you know? And
No, she's talking about Nicole, not me.
right.
Relax.
And we had a good conversation because she said to me, you know what? We're two older women that look good that's in the business. I hate this. And I do too, because I hate when we can't bridge the gap between women. You know, we should not be in that position.
Right.
I will say this.
Lisa Raye made it clear Nicole didn't mess up by accident. She knew exactly what she was doing. Nicole was out there looking for another rich man to fund her lifestyle, and she thought Antoine could be her next big break. The thing that really upset Lisa Raye was that this wasn't the first time Nicole had done something like this. Nicole had already had an affair with Michael McKissick while he was married to Lisa Raye. And what made it even worse was that Nicole and Lisa Raye had been close friends back then. Nicole was even at Lisa Raye's wedding. When the affair came out, Nicole denied it, but it was 100% true. So, what really went down? Just what you'd expect. When she messed around with my husband, here's the thing, we all make mistakes and have things we regret. But when you start being messy enough to do something like that with family, it's a whole different story. How does a kiss turn into a simple, sorry, apology? What do you mean you didn't know she was married? Everyone knew she was married, and that was 20 years of history. You just don't do that to friends. There's no loyalty in that. Imagine this. You've invited someone into your home, celebrated birthdays together, gone to games, and then you find out they're in Italy with your husband. Nicole and Lisa Raye had been close friends for years and ran in the same circles. But here's the thing, you don't expect something like that to happen, especially with someone you trust. It's supposed to be friendship, right? But now, the whole internet is talking about it, and even Lisa Raye's sister, Debrat, is getting involved on social media. Debrat didn't hold back, saying, Nicole Murphy, you really went after Lella's husband too? That's just wrong. Wait a minute. Did she really try to get with Lisa Raye's husband while they were still married? Yep, she did. When my sister was the first lady of Turks and Caicos, that's when it all went down. Lisa Raye has always stuck to her story and hasn't let Nicole forget what she did. Nicole actually had a relationship with your ex-husband? Were you two even friends? Lisa Raye made it clear. Nicole was invited to her birthday parties. They were that close. She was at my bachelorette party, but you know what? My mom said something back then that really stuck with me. She looked at me and said, "You need to watch that one." I was like, "Who? The one dancing?" She nodded and said, "Yeah, that's Barry's wife. You need to keep an eye on her." At the time, I didn't really understand. I think they were still married, but I wasn't sure. I thought, nah, that can't be right. But when your mom says something like that, even if you're feeling old-fashioned, you start to wonder if she's onto something. She was right, though. How did I find out? I checked the flight manifest because we owned the plane. It lists everyone who's on board, and she wasn't on it. I never invited her either. If you're friends with someone who owns an island, you'd think they'd at least call and say, "Hey, I'm coming," because I was inviting everyone. So for her to just show up and accept an invitation from him, especially when she didn't even know him, without telling me, something didn't sit right with me. I really don't know how that even happened. Do you? I guess not. I mean, I've never had my own private plane, so this whole situation feels like a different world. But when I checked the manifest and saw her name on there, I was stunned. I called her, and at first, she denied it. She said she hadn't been to Turks and Caicos. But then, when I called again, she didn't pick up anymore. At that time, she was with someone, and it just felt off, you know? Something wasn't right. So I found out she was dating Michael Stan, and I had to figure out what was really going on. I called him and asked, "Do you know anything about this?" We talked for a bit, and I said, "Let me show you something." I sent him a tape I had. The tape showed her dropping Michael off at the private airport. You could see her car pulling up to the plane, and both of them getting out together. I was shocked. I didn't realize they were that close. I had no idea they were that close, and honestly, I'll leave it at that because some things are just for me to know. The rest is for others to deal with, and I've never gotten into it. But finding out was a real shock to me. I was like, wow, I almost lost it. Friends don't do that to each other, right? That's the kind of thing someone you barely know might pull, not someone you trust. Where I'm from, in the south side of Chicago, that's something that would definitely lead to a big showdown. Lisa Raye didn't hold back. She made it crystal clear that Nicole had, without a doubt, slept with her ex-husband. Even her sister, rapper Debrat, backed up her side of the story. The whole situation painted Nicole as someone who was willing to stab her friends in the back just to get ahead. Lisa Raye made sure the world saw that. We all mess up sometimes, but what Nicole did wasn't just a mistake, it was a choice. Lisa Raye wasn't scared to call her out for it. From betraying a friend to trying to break up a marriage, Nicole's actions said it all. Lisa Raye was just making sure everyone knew exactly who Nicole was and what she had done.
Media. It may be
social media.
No. Social media took on a mountain of its own. And like I said, listen, it said I broke up somebody's marriage, which is absolutely false. I never did that. There was a statement released by that ex-husband saying it's false. And no one
you're talking about when Lisa Raye got involved and said you slept with her husband.
Yes, and it's not true.
No, she talked real breezy on social media.
I know, it's not true. First of all, her husband released a statement.
That was the Caicos King.
Yes, saying it's not true.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nobody focused on that issue. No one, they just focused on
bed with Roxy, so
it has nothing to do with me.
I'm just saying.
Lisa Raye recently caused a stir when she sent proof to Nicole M. still not winning people over. Many fans feel that no matter what issues she and Michael had in their relationship, Nicole should have never been one of the problems. People continue to drag her for her actions, with one person commenting, "As long as Lisa Raye is alive, Nicole Murphy will never know peace for effing her man while still being her friend." Another person said, "Nicole Murphy is so gorgeous to be as diabolical as she is sleeping with your friend's husband is so lowbrow." Others expressed confusion over Nicole's actions, questioning how someone who was cheated on in her marriage with Eddie Murphy's then boyfriend, Michael, ran about her affair with Lisa Raye's ex-husband Michael McKissick. This move seemed to have been enough to break up Nicole and Michael's engagement as they quickly went their separate ways. However, Nicole has made it clear that she has no intention of apologizing to Lisa Raye. Unlike how she did with other people in the past, Nicole is apparently upset that Lisa Raye keeps bringing up something that happened over 15 years ago, which she believes is damaging her image. According to Nicole, she wasn't though. only one who was involved. With Michael during his marriage to Lisa Raye, she claims that other friends were also involved with him and were benefiting from his wealth. But for some reason, it seems like Lisa Raye is directing all of her anger and resentment toward her rather than the others. Nicole is also still grieving the loss of her partner Warren Braxton, who passed away from cancer. She doesn't have time to deal with Lisa Raye's accusations and drama. Nicole feels that Lisa Raye should be directing her energy toward the man who actually broke his vows, instead of continuing to blame her for the failure of their marriage. In Nicole's view, Lisa Raye is still not over her ex-husband Michael, which is why she keeps looking for someone to blame for their failed relationship. Nicole argues that the marriage was never meant to work out. She points out that first it was Dwayne Martina Campbell's ex-husband, and now it's Nicole who has become the target. According to Nicole, Lisa Raye married Michael because she wanted the wealth and comfort that came with being the First Lady of Turks and Caicos. Meanwhile, Michael married Lisa Raye because he wanted a beautiful, successful Hollywood star on his arm to help him expand his social connections. When the marriage didn't work out, Lisa Raye left him. Nicole is frustrated that Lisa Raye keeps dragging her into the conversation and blaming her for a marriage that was destined to fail from the start. After Lisa Raye gave a viral interview, Nicole posted a message on social media with the caption, "You can still be sexy, but keep it classy." But it wasn't the caption that caught everyone's attention. It was the song she was dancing to. The lyrics of the song included lines like, "It's some money at my table, grab a seat with me, cost a ticket just to cover my legal fees. I don't hang with jealous bees, that's a weak disease, hold on, run up if you broke and in my business, then just shut up. I invest in my body, B, I'm done up, I look good, I like to F him when the sun up." Nicole didn't have to mention anyone's name for people to understand that she was responding to Lisa Raye's comments. In fact, one person in the comment section even said, "When you hit these, you ain't got to say a word, just flex." However, despite her comeback, Nicole could then go on to have affairs with her friends' husbands. She seems to care more about still being hot and alluring than her friendships with Lisa Raye or Lella. One commenter wrote, "Now the question remains, is Lisa Raye right to keep bringing this up after all these years? Should she let it go and move on, or is she justified in holding onto her anger? Should Nicole be the one to apologize for betraying her friend, or has too much time passed for forgiveness?" It's clear that both women have different perspectives on the situation. Lisa Raye seems to feel that Nicole's actions were unforgivable, especially since they were once close friends. Nicole, on the other hand, believes that Lisa Raye should accept that her marriage ended for reasons beyond her affair and focus her anger where it really belongs, on her ex-husband. No matter where you stand, this drama seems far from over, and fans continue to weigh in with strong opinion about who's in the wrong. What do you think? Should Lisa Raye continue talking about her past betrayal, or is it time for her to let go and move on? Should Nicole apologize for her actions, or has enough time passed for her to live her life without being held accountable for something that happened years ago? Let's talk about it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. By Patties.